Is there a possible Thanksgiving weekend flightmare looming just around the corner? Carnival Cruise Line warns passengers about a type of attire that is illegal in some Caribbean ports. And MSC Cruises announces 2 new cruise ships for 2026 and 2027. Welcome to Dee's Travel News. I'm Denise Van Patten. Last Thanksgiving weekend, over 4,000 flights in the U.S. were canceled or delayed. But this Thanksgiving, shouldn't we have clearer sailing, barring any major winter weather systems? Not so fast. Unfortunately, the government may shut down on November 18th. This directly affects Transportation Security Administration, TSA's, employees, and air traffic controllers, as they would be forced to work without pay during the busy holiday season. Planes will be flying full during the peak 5-day Thanksgiving holiday, and in fact, more people will be flying than any time since 2005. So if things go wrong, there won't be any capacity to book travelers on later flights. We have seen this during several major holidays in the past year, including Christmas week with Southwest and with most major airlines during the July 4th weekend. If the government shuts down, this may add to airline travel woes because in 2019, when the government shut down, many TSA employees called in sick, leading to very long wait times for TSA security checks at the airports. Additionally, any impact on air traffic controllers in an already overloaded traffic control system would be devastating. So, what can you do to minimize your chances of having your holiday flight canceled this year? First, try to fly early in the day. This minimizes the chances of your flight being canceled or delayed due to weather disruptions and gives you more flights to be rebooked on later in the day in case of cancellation. Second, make sure that you are using your airline's phone app and also opt in for text notifications for your flight so you'll be one of the first ones to know of a cancellation or a delay. Third, if your flight does get canceled, act fast. Rebook your flight online as soon as possible or get on a line at the airport quickly. Lines during recent flightmare weekends have been hundreds of people long, and some people literally could not get a flight rebooked for days or even a week. Fourth, if you are a member of a frequent flyer program or can access an airport lounge, leverage that to get yourself rebooked as soon as possible. Most airport lounges have staff that can rebook flights, and some airlines will proactively rebook their most frequent flyers as soon as there is a cancellation or delay. Finally, have alternate travel plans. For instance, for my second flight for my cruise during this Thanksgiving holiday weekend, if it gets canceled, I likely would still have time to drive down to the cruise port. It's a 10-hour drive, but I shouldn't delay in making the decision to drive if that happens because rental cars go very fast during system-wide airline meltdowns. Our second story involves a type of clothing that can get you fined or even thrown in prison if worn in certain locations in the Caribbean. Recently, a passenger on Carnival Cruise Lines traveling on the Carnival Venezia was in Barbados, and she was escorted back to the ship by Barbados police because she was wearing camouflage shorts and a camouflage backpack. This was reported on brand ambassador John Heal's Facebook page. This was a great surprise to the woman involved in the incident, and in fact was a great surprise to me and many frequent cruisers as well. Evidently, camouflage clothing or any style of military clothing is not allowed in the Bahamas, Barbados, Dominica, Grenada, Jamaica, and St. Lucia. So leave the camo at home on your next cruise or Caribbean vacation. And this is a great reminder to be aware of any laws in countries you are traveling to. For instance, in most areas of the United States, CBD oil is now legal. I take CBD oil for anxiety, but I cannot bring it on a cruise ship, so I always make sure to take it out of my toiletries bag prior to my trip. All marijuana products, including CBD oil, are banned in many foreign countries and hence also banned on cruise ships. Another example, when traveling to Japan, it is illegal to bring Sudafed into the country. And in Singapore, it is illegal to import chewing gum, as it goes against laws on the books that try and keep Singapore tidy. For our final story of the day, MSC Cruises has announced 2 new ships for 2026 and 2027. These will be world-class cruise ships, which are very large cruise ships with 22 decks and a capacity of over 6,700 passengers. The new cruise ships, like others in their class, will be powered by LNG, liquid natural gas. LNG allows ships to sail with a 99% decrease in sulfur dioxide emissions and an 85% decrease in nitric oxide emissions and a 20% decrease in carbon dioxide emissions when compared with non-LNG powered cruise ships. MSC is having the ships built by Chantiers de l'Antique, which is located in France. They already have built 18 ships for MSC, with one under construction, plus now these two just announced ships. There's also an option for an additional ship after these two are built. None of this is surprising when you look at how rapidly MSC Cruises is expanding. In fact, they are currently the world's fastest growing cruise line. That's it for today's travel news. Please be sure to subscribe and hit the notification bell for more travel and cruise news, plus videos on all aspects of cruise travel. And give us a like as well. Thank you for joining me for Dee's Travel News on Cruising with Dee.